Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry and Rob here. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry.
And we are coming at you from Norman, Oklahoma in the beautiful Podcast Palace.
Where we are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma.
But we do have eligibility left. And let's get all the stuff out of the way first. Subscribe wherever you're listening to. We are in the process right now of getting on another podcast app. I've got to do a little bit more research with our producing company, but we're working on another bigger format, so we'll be even more places for you to listen to us.
And a quick reminder, be sure and catch us, or part of our podcast, on Netflix.
Netflix. I was like,
on QB1.
Yeah, QB1. That's coming up in, I believe it's August is when the season's coming out. Yeah, and we will have a co-starring part, at least our voices will, in the Netflix special QB1. So, but subscribe wherever you're listening to.
That way you don't miss that episode.
Right. You don't want to miss that episode,
actually, that
for sure.
episode's going to be on Netflix, so I guess that's not.
So we may like YouTube ourselves watching QB1 when we hear ourselves on QB1. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe. But catch our YouTube video, speaking of YouTube, every Friday. From Louie's Bar and Grill, or Grill and Bar on Campus Corner, where we're at every Thursday night. You're more than welcome to come out and join us. Sit around, have good drinks, good food, and
talk some Sooner football.
Or
we can make fun of Texas.
Or make fun of Oklahoma State.
Either is, quite pleasing.
Any one of those.
Yep.
But check them out, any Louie's around town, but, especially the one on Campus Corner. And check out tailgateconnect.com, Dan Donnelly. We'll get into the games being announced, game times being announced, but we'll talk more about the tailgate when that comes about. But Dan is hosting, Tailgate Connect is hosting a Sooner tailgate at the UCLA game, which is in Pasadena, California, at the Rose Bowl.
Beef tri-tips. Man.
And a whole bunch of other stuff. Go to www.tailgateconnect.com, select the game, and it's $40, and that's all you can eat and drink for the entire day.
And it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day. So, but getting all of that, all of the advertisements out and making sure you guys connect to us. How was your weekend, Rob?
Oh, not too bad. Got my son all moved up to Tulsa. Starts his engineering internship with BNSF Railways.
That's cool. And you were telling me that he's going to get to drive pickup trucks down the railroad tracks.
Yeah. Yep. They issued him his very own BNSF truck today, and he's out just motoring around right now.
Yeah. The next time I see him, I am going to have to ask, how does he know trains are coming?
Yeah.
I need to get the pickup truck.
He could probably say, well, I can just see him, but
yeah.
He may not. I don't know.
You would think there's a schedule. I'm assuming there's a schedule.
By the way, I stayed the night at Lori's Lake and Lounge. What do you call it? Lori's Lake House Lounge.
What was it?
Lizard Lounge.
Lizard. It's a pretty nice place, isn't it?
Pretty nice.
Did you go out to the lake behind her house?
I just looked at it from the living room.
Yeah. No. It's a big lake, isn't it?
Yeah, big lake. For a short person, it is a big lake. It's like a puddle to me. But.
Yeah, for a short person, like you said, it's a big old lake.
She's on VRBO. I'm telling you, it was nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Yeah, but it's a really nice place out there. I can't remember what we called it. Lori's something Inn, I thought.
Lori's Lakeside Lounge.
Or Lakeside Lodge or something like that. But, me and Teresa made the trip to Memphis. And I had to, did you see that I donned the Elvis Presley wall with horns down?
You vandalized. How could you?
Oh, you can sign the front wall.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, 100 yards, 200 yards of wall out on the main street, and people write, "We love and miss you, Elvis," and it's just full of stuff. I'm pretty sure they like not whitewash it, they power wash it like once a year, or because everything was 2016 that you could see, but I donned a little horns down on the front wall.
And the Boomer Sooner on the guitar?
And the Boomer Sooner on the gate. So,
yep.
You ever been to Graceland?
No.
You have not. Well, first off, take a Kevlar jacket.
Yeah.
It's in the ghetto, as Elvis would say.
You know what? I was in D.C. actually one time, and I was going. I was out there for some training or something. I think meetings. Anyway, I was going to the Nationals, Washington Nationals baseball game. So I rode the subway, which we don't have subway, so that's like cool. Well, you come up out of the subway there at the stadium, you are not safe. Yeah. I was like, whoa, okay. And I was by myself, so I'm like, hey, it's my day. It's my day.
Well, right down the street from it, they have I can't think of the name of it, but it's a big fancy Graceland hotel, and it's got gates and stuff around it, which is you'd expect a big fancy hotel. But then, like just down the street, there's the Days Inn, and the Days Inn has a 10-foot fence around it and a gate, and all the hotels around there basically look like prisons. You had to get through a gate to go in, but take your wallet because it ain't cheap to see where Elvis lived at.
Oh, it ain't? I'm not... I don't... That kind of stuff, I don't care where somebody lived, honestly. I mean, if I was going to go look at it, it would be just to see how big the house is or something.
Yeah, well, it's not that big. I mean, that was the shocking part of the whole trip. Spoiler alert, if you've never been to Graceland, when you walk in the house, you go, huh. This house ain't that big.
Can we dig up the gold Cadillac? That's what I'd want to do.
But you can go through the house, and you put headphones on, and John Stamos tells you about Elvis and all the rooms and stuff. And you go into the basement, was where kind of the TV room and game room is, and it is super 70s game room,
I can
TV
imagine.
room. And then the cool room was the jungle room.
It's jungle room?
Yeah, it's the biggest room probably, and it's just all wooden furniture. Huh. And but you can see the old smokehouse / Elvis's gun range that he used to shoot his guns in, his racquetball court that he built, little bitty swimming pool, and we didn't go inside the jets, but then you go across the street, and that's where they have moved all of his memorabilia. You can see all of his cars, his motorcycles, boats, dune buggies, army uniforms, miscellaneous. They got
all the stuff.
Yeah, they got one room. It's just miscellaneous stuff. Football helmets, clocks, just stuff that I guess he had. A TV with a bullet hole in it. Which I guess he had.
I mean,
anger issues.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, if you're Elvis, you can kind of.
Yeah.
But it was I said it shocked me how much it was to get in, but oh well. And then went and ate some barbecue at Rendezvous, world famous barbecue joint.
Famous joint there. Was it good?
Yep.
Was it better than the spot down in Davis?
No. It was different because it was dry ribs, and I could think everything was dry, charcoal broiled.
Well, that's the best kind. If you don't have to put barbecue sauce on it, that's the best kind of barbecue.
Yeah, but to get to it, you're downtown, and you got to go into an alley to get to it. But it is gigantic. It is like 2 floors of elbow to elbow people in there eating.
Huh.
And
but it wasn't as good as Smoking Joe's?
No, it wasn't as good as Smoking Joe's. It was good,
yeah,
but Yeah, Smoking Joe's.
It's hard to get with Smoking Joe's. I mean, that's some good stuff.
But again, it's two different things. I mean, theirs is a dry rub. Rendezvous is, and it's charcoal cooked. So that's something I guess I've really ever had in a
charcoal instead of wood.
Yeah, charcoal broiled is what they called.
Okay, it's not smoked then.
Yeah. So, and then we hung out on Beale Street for a little bit. Yeah, that's an interesting spot to be.
It's an interesting place down there, isn't it? Yep.
So, but had a good time. Got to see Michael Bowles from Tennessee, Sooner fan out there, came in and hung out with me and Teresa for a little while. He'd been to the tailgate here. He's nice. And sat and visited with them for a little bit before Mike's band started playing, Fever Tree started playing, and then but it was cool seeing him. We sat and talked a little Sooner football. And we watched a little bit of Sooner softball. And it was funny. He was like, he hadn't got to see the spring game. He hadn't seen it. And we were talking about the spring game and Jalen Hurts and so on and so forth. And he left. And when the softball game was over, guess what came on?
Spring game.
Or your spring game. So I texted him, hey, spring game's on. So, but pretty cool weekend. Other than the big giant Mississippi River Bridge,
Yeah.
I don't like that bridge.
Did you just close your eyes and drive fast?
No, Teresa drove across it.
Oh, okay.
Laid the seat back, put my hat over my face, and away we went. How do you get across it?
I just man up.
You man up. Well, yeah, it wasn't. I don't understand why a bridge needs to be that tall.
So boats can go under it, I think, but
yeah,
I'm just guessing here.
Yeah, pretty good sized boats, but maybe if it was lower to the ground, I'd be okay. But nah, no,
it is way up there.
Yeah, it's up there. So
when you're going across it, is your mind just racing? Like, what if I go off?
It's more nerve wracking getting up to it. Then once we start cruising across, it goes down. Mm-hmm. And, like probably halfway through, a quarter way through, I was okay and was able to, peer up from underneath my hat. So
in my case, I'm more OCD about driving than I am about heights.
Heights.
Because
you don't like to ride with people.
No. And people that know me know this. And so when we were in Tulsa, we drove up to BNSF to kind of figure out where it was at in relation to where he's living. And Lori was driving us around. Oh, man. I'm not kidding you. Yeah. So you know why the cars come out with those lights that blink and seats that vibrate when you're cruising all over the lanes?
Mm-hmm.
It's for her. Yeah. They were like, Lori, okay, we're going to put these vibrating seats in and all these lights and noises when you're not in your lane. And she flat out just said, I just ignore them. It's like, listen, those safety precautions are put in place. I think you should abide.
They're put in place for Rob's protection, right?
She goes, well, you could drive if you want. And I was like, oh, please, just let me drive, please. I didn't say that, but
you were being a nice guy. You were like, no, I'm good. You're
this
doing
death
fine.
grip I've got on your door is just I just do that all the time.
So you're saying Lori can't drive?
I didn't say that.
You're saying that she can't drive safely?
I didn't say that either.
You're saying it's an experience to ride with her while she's driving.
I have extreme OCD about that, so I'm sure somebody else would be just fine with her.
I've rode with her.
Were you just fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I was in the back seat and was looking at the back of a seat. So,
okay.
And coming back, I was, a little bit alcohol induced. So OCD was kind of like,
yeah. The inhibitors were down, huh?
Yeah, but we didn't get on the freeway. We never had to get on the freeway. So that was probably, I'm sure y'all got on the freeway a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get out and fall out and kiss the ground when you
No. I was just, relieved.
Just started calling your insurance agent, checking on your life insurance policy, make sure who's the.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Well, before we get into Sooner talk,
Uh-huh.
okay, did you see? I didn't see the fight. I watched the replay of it, the heavyweight championship boxing match.
I didn't see any highlights, but I seen there was a couple of Facebook posts about it.
Yeah, that we have a new unified heavyweight champion from the United States, Andy Ruiz Jr. just beat the dog pee out of Anthony Joshua.
He's kind of a big old boy, isn't he?
Anthony Joshua is a big old boy. He is 6'6", 247.8 pounds with an 82-inch reach.
I was talking about Ruiz. He's kind of a big, thick guy.
Ruiz is 6'2", 268 pounds with a 74-inch reach. So Ruiz looks like he drinks beer.
Right.
And eats tacos.
I'm sure he does.
And Anthony Joshua from England looks like,
sculpted.
Yeah, chiseled. And I watched the deal on it today. I'd heard about it and I watched it today. Joshua, puts Ruiz on his back, okay, in the third round. Okay, and it's a hard hit, and he has trouble getting up. 30 seconds later, Ruiz has Joshua on his back.
Really?
And then Ruiz has Joshua's on his back again.
Huh.
And then in the seventh round, he puts him on his back again, and then puts him on his back again, and that's when they stopped the fight. Joshua was standing in the corner and wouldn't come out. They couldn't
to get on the YouTubes and watch some highlights or something.
He got thumped, and so and he they're calling it the biggest, maybe the biggest upset in heavyweight boxing history. I don't believe it's so. That's still Buster Douglas.
Are you sure it wasn't Rocky?
Yeah,
when
Rocky.
He beat Apollo Creed. Oh wait,
he didn't beat a call. He did in the second fight, didn't he? Yeah. But no, it was just interesting to see the underdog, and the overwhelming favorite. Everybody was just talking about eventually he's going to tee off. Joshua is going to tee off on him and put him on his back, and we're all going to go home. And it was just the opposite, which was pretty cool.
Yeah,
to see somebody, the underdog, win, and the heavyweight champion is now an American again.
Yeah, that's cool. So, you must have a pretty good punch because that English guy was pretty big, strong guy.
Yep.
Did you see the girl? I'm sorry, I hope I didn't interrupt.
Nope, go
that
for
was
it.
throwing out the first pitch.
And hit the cameraman in the face?
Hit the cameraman. I was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Who was that?
I have no idea. I just saw it, and they call it the worst pitch or the worst first pitch in history.
Well, okay, so no offense to the ladies, but she was a girl. I have to hold. What was the guy, the singer rapper guy that threw it so bad he hit somebody too? But it wasn't as bad as her throw, but it was bad.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, I was just like, oh, come on, dude, you got to man up a little bit. Come on.
And see, here's the thing: if I'm throwing out the first pitch, to make sure I didn't throw it in the dirt or something like that, aim high,
or take a practice. Like before you ever go out in front of thousands of people. Can I actually still throw the ball? Let me check. Okay, yes, I can. So.
But let's get to some boomers. We got to give some boomers out.
Okay.
What a boomer is a shout out for those of you who don't know. If you have somebody that you want to give a boomer out to, DM us, email us.
Slide into Terry's DMs.
Slide into our DMs. It's the Sooner Football Fans podcast DMs. Let us know who you want to give a boomer out. It can be a player. Hey, we got Father's Day coming up. If you want to give a boomer out to your dad, more than welcome to do that. And so, we got some boomers today. Boomer. Former Sooners Josh Heupel and Roy Williams were included in the 2020 College Football Hall of Fame ballot. So boomers go out to Josh Heupel and Roy Williams. They are 2 of 187 players listed on the ballot.
How many are they going to induct?
It doesn't say.
Well, Superman, real Roy Williams, definitely deserves it to go. And Josh Heupel.
Yeah, I mean, Williams. One of the things I love about Roy Williams, how many football players have a position named after him? Because I don't know if they still do, but they called the safety position the Roy back.
The Roy back, yeah.
And then have a penalty named after you in the NFL.
Right?
Yeah, because they initially, the horse collar, they called it the Roy Williams because Roy tackled everybody with a horse collar.
Yep.
You get past him, he'd just reach out and grab you and pull you down.
Throw you down.
And he messed up. Just went blank.
I know who you're talking about too, but I can't recall.
Played with the Eagles, then with Cowboys. That's my quarterback. Anyway, tore up his leg doing it. And
I had the pleasure of meeting Roy Williams, and he is a super, super humble, super nice guy. Looks like he could still play. Of course, he'd probably be on the defensive line rather than in the backfield. But
yeah, see, got his autograph right up here. See
oh yeah.
And I think Roy will probably get in this one. It may take Josh a couple of times to get in. But not that he's not deserving. He was quarterback for 2 years. Threw for 3,606 yards, 20 touchdowns in 2000. When Oklahoma won the national championship, he finished with 7,066 passing yards and 62 total touchdowns.
Man, that's deserving.
Yeah. So Roy Williams breached the top 10 of all-time pass deflections in the Big 12 as a defensive back, and he also earned the Nagurski and Jim Thorpe Award in 2001. So, what do you think? Well, you think it'll take Josh a couple of times, or do you think?
187 others. Yeah, he might get skipped over this first time.
Yeah. You think Roy will go in?
Definitely.
Yeah.
He was too good he was all pro. I mean, yeah, Roy Williams is in. If he's not, then something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
But also, we got the softball game on here. We want to give a boomer out still to the OU softball team
for just making it,
for just being in the finals.
Beating Alabama.
Beating Alabama twice, beating Oklahoma State. Now, last night's game, boy, that fell apart quick, didn't it? Well, it fell apart quick. They had three. Was it the third inning? They had 3 errors in the third inning, and that's the most that tied the most errors they had in a single game, and they had it all like in 3 straight plays.
Yeah.
Wheels kind of came off then, and it was about the 4th inning, 5th inning, I think. They changed pitchers. They just, the score, it wasn't as bad as the score indicated. They got thumped.
Yeah, they did.
But Oklahoma threw in the towel and said, hey, we're just going to have to regroup.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. UCLA is a fantastic.
Yeah, because I think they beat Oklahoma back in February 7-2.
7-1.
7-1. So it wasn't like Oklahoma. I mean, I think most people did, Sooner fans, and I think even the media thought Oklahoma was going to come in here and, keep it tight, put a whooping on. But
I don't know. I mean, we're good, but man, UCLA, they're really good.
But did you see James Hill's tweet today?
I did not.
Oklahoma now has the triple crown. For the worst losses in a football national championship, a basketball national championship, and now a softball national championship. We love James Hill. We listen to him. James has been on the podcast. James.
Yeah, James has got to be one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
So.
But interested to see how in a must-win game.
You know what? They're going to play harder tonight than they did last night. Obviously, things got away from them last night, but I don't know if they've got the horses to beat UCLA.
Yeah. Podcast last night. The second error was forced because of the first error. You know what I mean? It put a runner in scoring position in a situation to where she probably wouldn't have been rushing that much.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it just kind of trying to correct the problem off of a simple error. The next 3 errors were complicated by that first one. So, trying to correct that error. They were trying to correct an error on the next play and then the next play, and that was the mistake. You can't correct an error. You just got to let it go.
Yep.
And
well, they have UCLA has the player of the year.
Yeah.
In that picture, she's really good. So, and I don't know if you've seen it or not, but their baseball team is playing in the NCAA championship.
Yeah.
And one of their kids got drafted last night, and his parents were in the stands with the laptop. And they were like, hey, you just got drafted. And then he got up and hit a home run. So,
cha-ching. Oh.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit. Oklahoma announced the game times for the first 3 games. Houston is on Sunday night, September 1st at 6:30 p.m., which Rob is still excited about that.
No.
I'm not sure. Oklahoma's never had a Sunday game, have they?
No.
And
that's what I'm aware of.
Yeah, and it's on ABC, so it's going to be the game at 6:30.
The only game.
Yeah. So it's the highlight. It's going to be everybody in the country watching it.
Yep. Hopefully we just put a big whooping on them.
Yeah. Then South Dakota. What's South Dakota's mascot, Rob?
South Dakota, they're the Bulldogs.
Nope.
No. Wasps.
Nope.
The Terriers.
Nope.
The Ducks.
Nope.
The
Wilderness.
The Bears.
Nope.
Lions.
Getting closer. No.
Tigers,
American Wilderness.
Oh, Wolves. Timberwolves.
Close.
What else is there? There's
Coyotes. There you go.
Coyotes.
The South Dakota Coyotes.
Or is it Coyote?
Coyotes. Coyotes. Coyotes.
I think it depends on where you're from, where in Oklahoma that you're from, whether or not it's a coyote or a coyote.
Kind of like a possum or an opossum.
Yes. Yes.
But what
like crayon or crayon. We could go on and on.
And that's the other thing. Real quick on the Elvis house, they supposedly have Elvis's first box of crayons in that house. I don't believe that.
Who cares?
Who has their first box of crayons? Anyway.
So you call it crayon.
But what is, okay, it's the South Dakota Coyotes/Coyotes. What is the South Dakota State mascot?
South Dakota State.
Mm-hmm.
They are the ducks?
Nope.
Beavers?
Nope.
Some kind of a bird?
Nope.
Otters?
Nope.
Lions? Tigers?
Nope.
Bears?
Nope.
Oh my.
A small wilderness, a small prairie animal.
Prairie dog?
Nope. Close.
No, close. What is that? A mole or a squirrel? Or
Nope.
what are we talking
Closer.
Rat.
Jackrabbits.
The jackrabbits.
Yeah. The one cool thing, though, about South Dakota Coyotes, is they're a dome team. They have a dome.
You know what? They should have been the what's the thing that ran from the Roadrunner? They should have been Roadrunners. Ran from the Coyotes.
But that game is on Saturday the 7th at 6 p.m. So 2 night games in a row.
Wow. So we have the Sunday night game, right?
Right.
Then at the stadium we have a Thursday night high school football game. And then Saturday Saturday night we have another game. So
what you're saying, you're going to be busy.
It's going to be, bad week.
Bad week. And then in sunny Pasadena, California, the UCLA game on 9/14 is a 7 p.m. Oklahoma kickoff, which is a 5 p.m. California kickoff. So we'll share information that Dan shared with us is that the lots do not open until 10:30. So the tailgate will begin at 11. And we will be getting you the lot numbers and everything else. But if you've bought the tickets to it, he'll be sharing all that.
Email you directly?
Yeah, he'll share all that. But it will be from 11 a.m. until I think he said 3:30 or 4. I can't remember which one of those. It'll shut down before the game. But it is at 7 p.m. Oklahoma time, 5 p.m. California time, which means I won't get to go see Iron Maiden that night. So, yeah, oh, poor me. But I'm really surprised that it's a night that they moved it to a night game for Oklahoma. But I guess maybe Lincoln's been and the university's been griping so much about being 11 o'clock games that they've said, hey, well, and let's face it, they're a primetime team. I mean,
absolutely.
It doesn't matter whether the South Dakota game, obviously, it's going to be the pay-per-view, which I still don't understand that. I mean, they should just put that on a local station or the OETA.
All about those dollars.
Dollar bills.
So here's what I want. The Sooner fans that are going out to the UCLA game, what are you going to do? I mean, are you going early? And if you are you going to go down to Hollywood Boulevard? Or are you going to, you're going to go up to Grove Street, which I don't think that's a good idea.
What's Grove Street?
Grove Street, that's where.
Oh, is that Skid Row?
It's not good. No, it's not Skid Row because them Skid Row people, they just want your money. The other people, they'll kill you.
No.
So, yeah.
So, on Twitter or whatever, if you're going out, what are your plans for that game?
Yeah, because, safety in numbers kind of a deal.
Yeah. And we're going to, Teresa and I are going out on Wednesday. Rob's going out on Thursday, right?
Yep, Thursday morning.
And I think Sooner Lisa, I think she's going out Friday morning. Maybe she may be going out Thursday morning. So, and I'm not sure of everybody else. I know Dan's going to be there Friday. So, of course, he lives in California, but he doesn't live in L.A.
Yeah, he's way up north.
Yeah, way up north.
Yeah.
By Sacramento. But yesterday, Rob, New Wave 19, the entire class
on campus
is now on campus. There were 16 new Sooners joined the team this weekend as the off season gets underway yesterday. Those who showed up: Spencer Rattler, we'll get into that. Him more. EJ and Doma Ogar. Offensive guard, offensive lineman, another offensive lineman, Marcus Alexander, offensive lineman transfer, RJ Proctor, offensive tackle, Stacy Wilkins, running back, Marcus Major, JUCO transfer, Stevenson, I'm not going to try to say his first name, defensive end, Marcus Hicks, defensive lineman Corey Robertson, defensive end Marcus Stripling, defensive back Joseph Witte, and rush linebacker David. Again, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, and I've heard people do it. From California, the celebrated Jeremiah Cradell. Corner Jaden Davis, corner Woody Washington, and safety Ty DeArmond. DeArmond. So, and I may have some of those names wrong, but we'll get into the Spencer Rattler talk here in a bit.
Okay.
Let's go through these guys, and what do you think? Or we'll give our thoughts on possibilities of playing, being an impact or non-impact. How about that?
Okay.
4-star offensive guard EJ and Doma Ogar, 6'3", 338 pounds.
All right, so let me say it this way: if they play defense, they're going to be immediate impact players. If they play offense, they may have to sit out of here.
So let's say that's going to be a red shirt. Marcus Alexander, a red shirt. RJ Proctor, the Virginia transfer, he'll be ready to play. He'll be an impact, I think. He'll get some playing time.
Where does he play?
He's an offensive lineman. I think he's a tackle.
Huh. Well, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for people to break into that offensive line.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Yeah, Stacy Wilkins, 6'5", 290 offensive tackle. They'll probably redshirt him. Running back, 4-star Marcus Major, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Don't think he'll get in the mix?
I can't imagine that somebody would crack that backfield because there's the top three are, I think, all pretty good backs.
Yeah.
So, and really, I'm not sure what order you put them in.
Right.
You go Sermon Brooks.
Brooks Sermon,
and then Pledger. He's going to be making a statement. So,
then the JUCO transfer, Ramondre Stevenson. He's a running back, 5'11", 235. They say he looks like and runs like Samaj P. Ryan.
235. I mean, he's backing it in.
So it's possible he might play.
Well, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
and I'm here for it.
Now, let's see. Like you said, defense.
DJ Hicks.
Well, let's start with Marcus Hicks first.
Marcus Hicks. DJ Hicks.
A 4-star defensive end. Marcus Hicks, 6'5", 6'6". He's 6'5.5", 270 out of Wichita. State champion in wrestling. State champion in discus. I think they won the state or came in second. I think they won their state. So, what do you think?
I think he's got a chance because he moves well and he's strong.
Yeah.
So as long as he's got it, between the ears, he's got a chance probably to play.
And remember, these guys, what is the redshirt rule? 4 games.
So 4 games.
They might, they might play them in 4 games and decide at that and go, whoop, hey, come on back.
If you're not ready, I'm sorry, I'm going to redshirt you.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think Marcus will have a chance. His dad's posted workout videos. He's a big, strong, lean kid. Yeah. So, let's see. 3-star defensive lineman Corey Robertson, 6'3", 275. He probably needs to get a little bit bigger.
He needs a couple sandwiches.
Yeah, some sandwiches. So,
yep.
4-star defensive end Marcus Stripling, 6'2.5". I think he has a chance.
Well, yeah.
Defensive line, rush-in type stuff.
All kidding aside, if they can contribute on the defensive side of the ball, they're probably not going to redshirt because they gotta have.
Let's see. Type of rush linebackers or linebackers, Joseph Witte, 6'4", 220 pounds.
That's an impressive physical
if he can handle the pressure and getting in there and playing that linebacker position, I think he has a pretty good chance. I think any linebacker has a good chance.
Yeah, I think even though we thought K9 was a lot better than he was, apparently he's not as he didn't make as many plays as we had hoped that he. I don't know what the deal is. I guess I just didn't watch him close enough.
Yeah,
but I guess somebody has a chance to supplant him.
Yeah.
So,
in the secondary, Jeremiah Cradell, he's got a chance to play. If he's already said he's coming into play. So. Like I said, the best players on defense are going to play. Whether you're a freshman, 4-star corner Jaden Davis, he's got a chance to play. 4-star corner Woody Washington, he's got a chance to play. They're short, 5'9" and 5'11". So
let me give you 2 words.
What?
Derek Strait.
Well, that's true. But these guys join Jaden Hazelwood, 5-star wide receiver, who will play. Yeah. Theo Weiss, 5-star wide receiver. These are the guys already on campus. Do you think Theo will play?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all of them are going to play.
Yeah. Trey's receiver.
Absolutely. May not start. I don't know what, whoever's showing out or whatever. But, obviously CD's going to be there. And we'll see who else makes it. Nick Basquine and some of those other guys. But
Austin Stogner, 6'6" tight end.
I don't know that he can overtake
Oh, man. Dude, I'm telling you. Calcaterra's going to have to work his tail end off.
Well, Calcaterra is talented.
This kid's like throwing to a net, Rob.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he he's going to play. Finley Felix, 3-star offensive guard, probably not. Probably red shirt, I think. You think? Oh,
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
6'5".
Who's going to start at that quarterback position?
Jamal Morris, 4-star safety. He'll have a chance.
I sure will.
Jonathan Perkins, 3-star linebacker. 6 foot. He may have a little bit of trouble. LaRon Stokes, 6'4". NEO transfer. He'll play.
Where does he play?
Defensive end.
DN, 6'4". What? How much?
256.
250. 6'4", 250. Sounds like a linebacker. He must not be as fast.
So, let's get into the case for Spencer Rattler.
Okay.
Spencer Rattler is now officially on campus.
Mm-hmm.
He is 100% an Oklahoma Sooner now. Not that he wasn't before, but he is on campus, so that makes him even more so. He is the most celebrated quarterback recruit since
Rhett Bomar. I hope he turns out a little better.
So you got the number one quarterback in the country coming in,
Number one wide receiver.
the number one wide receiver, and all this stuff. Now let's talk about the true chances. Do you honestly think, Rob, that Spencer Rattler has a chance to beat out Jalen Hurts?
If he does, it's super, super slim. So, I don't know. Probably not. Well, like I say, it's going to be a small percentage chance. And the only thing I think that he could do that would, put him in that spot is if Jalen Hurts is not making those down the field throws.
Yeah.
If he can't do it, that's a big part of our offense. When it's there, you got to be able to hit it.
You got to be able to make it.
And so if he can't do it and Spencer Rattler can, the future with Spencer is what you got.
Right.
So if they're as good, I mean, if there's like no difference between them, I think you start Rattler, but I think there's going to be a huge difference.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, Jalen Hurts has been in the mix.
Right.
He's played in the SEC. He's played against pretty tough defenses, and he was successful. So he's not going to get rattled. He's not going to get shook. He's probably going to have an overall better idea of the speed of the game, because coming from high school to college, it takes a while for everything to slow down.
Right.
So you've heard multiple athletes say that. So everything now for Jalen should be slow-mo almost. Yeah. Whereas for Spencer, everything's still probably moving pretty quick.
So do you think it's a competition at all?
Not really.
You don't think so?
But here's the thing. We're not going to know that, because he's not going to come Lincoln's not going to come out and say, well, Jalen's just not making those downfield throws, or he's just not reading the defense very well, or he's not going to come out and say that. If that's true, if he's not, he's not picking it up. He's just not able to read those defenses and make the throws that he's supposed to make. Then I think it's a competition.
Right. Well, what I think it's a competition because this is a situation. Even though Baker and Kyler, Baker's senior year, Baker knew if I slack off, I got Superman behind me.
Mighty Mouse.
Yeah. So I think it's competition because I don't think anything's guaranteed. I mean, we all pretty much knew, even though, Lincoln last year said, hey, it's coming down, it's a competition, it's a fight. These guys are fighting out, almost all of us believed Kyler was going to be the starter last year.
Yeah.
This year, I think we can believe that it's going to be. When he says it's a competition, I think you can believe it's a competition because Spencer's not a slack.
Oh, absolutely not. And I doubt he's coming in here going, okay, I'm going to hang out a year behind you.
Yeah.
He's probably coming in like, listen, if I win it, I better get it.
Yeah. He's put on all that weight. He's bigger, which was when you and I, talked about it last year of how skinny he was in even his senior year. Well, from December until now,
he hit the weights.
Yeah, he hit the weights.
And he hit them hard.
And
but he's still no Jalen Hurts.
No, he's no Jalen Hurts. But I think it's going to be interesting, and I think it's something that we can look forward to. People's like, well, why didn't he just name, Jalen the starter? Because I don't think Riley believes he's the starter yet. If he didn't think that Spencer, could, compete, I think he would have named him the starter.
Okay. What's the over-under?
What do you mean the over-under?
What's the over-under on Jalen Hurts starting?
Oh, I think it's his to lose. And that's what I mean. It's his
90-10, 80-20.
Oh,
99-1.
I think it's 80%, 75 to 80% that he's the starter.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start hearing this stuff creeping out, during these, non-practices during the summer, that Spencer is, lighting it up, and you start seeing these videos, cell phone videos of him throwing, 80-yard passes, down the field to the guys that are there. Because remember, he's played with Stogner, Theo, he's played with all these guys in those camps. So
he's going to come in pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, he
Speaking
knows.
of comfortable, Sid Romero opens up with a nice little double to the
wall.
No,
the game has started.
Yep.
That's a good start.
They're going to miss her next year.
Oh, we say that every year.
I know, but miss. Man, she was the runner-up to the Player of the Year. So they're going to miss her.
I can't think of her name. What's our first baseman's name?
Shay
Knighton. Has she not been at Oklahoma 72 years?
It seems like it. Yeah, she's been there a while. Her and Sid Romero, this girl Kaylee Clifton.
Yeah,
from Wayne, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
They all came in and started as freshmen.
Yeah,
so.
That's crazy. Yeah, and they were talking about her last night, that she, Patty had to have a talk with her freshman year, because she didn't think she belonged when she got there with all in there. She was like, "Girl, you are every bit as good as every one of these people here."
Yeah, she's turned out to be the captain of the team.
Yeah, and you can see that, though. I mean, coming in from little Wayne, Oklahoma, and all of a sudden you're at Oklahoma and you're standing there with all the great softball players in the country.
What is Wayne, Oklahoma? A-ball, B-ball, something like that?
Does B-ball stand for barely?
Barely, yeah. They had like 8 girls on the team, and they had to get a feminine guy to come out and play so they could feel it.
And you can slide into Rob's DMs at Big okay. Rob.
I'm not politically correct. I'm all right with that. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. Did you see the thing about the guy that was like ranked 390th or something, and then he decided he was a girl and went out and ran with the girls and won their championship or whatever?
No, I didn't see that.
So I don't read them. I just kind of read the front page because I mean, it's just ridiculous. But that's not right.
Yeah,
that's just not right.
Well, they had the transgender guy that broke all the weightlifting records a couple of weeks ago. I
mean, what if Bryce Harper was like, "Hey, listen, I'm a girl now. I'm going to go out and play some girl softball," and he's hitting 450-yard bombs. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Anyway, let's not get into politics or where we're having people show up at the podcast palace with torches.
Don't at me.
So, but no, it's 90 days or less to kick off. All the New Wave 19 is there. And we still don't know how our defense is going to be.
Well, we know it's going to be better.
Yeah. And, talking with, Mike out, talking with Mike out in Tennessee, he's a big Sooner fan, and Michael Bowles, who came out there, people are getting frustrated with our podcast and other podcasts, talking about, talking about nothing but defense. That's the only thing to talk about. That's the only thing and we're talking fans. Okay, the 2 fans that I talked to, my good friend, grew up with him, Mike Bertaldo, and our buddy Michael Bowles out in Tennessee, who watched the games from there, say the same thing. As Mike put it, if we had a middle school defense the last 2 years, there's how do you improve on the best offense that you ever had, that Oklahoma has had or that has been in the country the last 2 years? You can't improve that. So the only improvement has to be on a defense that has, we're not Alabama, we're not Clemson. We got a weak side of the ball, and it's defense.
Well, you have to ask yourself this question:
How do you feel lucky, punk? Oh.
How do you compete with the best teams in the nation? And we competed with them.
Yes.
If they say we didn't, they're lying.
Right.
With the worst defense in the nation.
Right.
How do you compete with them when you have the worst defense in the nation?
It's because you have the best offense in the nation that can keep you. She tried to pull the ball out of her hand, didn't she?
I punched her in the face.
We're watching the World Series now, guys. So
look, they got jewels glued onto their face.
Okay, one thing about that game last night. Okay, I'm glad I wasn't there, or if I was a lady softball player for OU, I would have gone over.
Wait a minute.
To the because we just talked about the but if I was a softball player in the stands, I get the chattering from the dugout and stuff. I mean, baseball does it, softball does it, but that UCLA chick who was slamming her balls down on the bench, or the softballs down on the bench. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, she was like, gee, and they were chanting along with it. I'd have gone over there with a baseball bat. Just, it's one thing to chant. It's another thing to sit there and.
Apparently, there was an LSU fan in the stands that was just really rubbing it in on Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
And our commentator, I think it's Chris Plankin, he's like, this guy is annoying beyond all. And apparently everybody was pretty upset with him, but
Oklahoma softball teams got to bring the wood jerseys on, don't they?
Yep.
So
how about a little base hit right here to score this girl? But anyway, we can talk about the offense if we want, but
what's there to talk about? We have talked about it. Jalen Hurts, Spencer Rattler. We got 4 highly touted freshmen. 3 of them receivers, 1 tight end. That's going to make a huge impact on this team. Our offensive line is questionable, but we got Bill Bedenbaugh, and he is going to put the best guys in there.
Oh, for sure. But you remember last year we talked about, this offense is not going to be as good because, you can't really replace Baker Mayfield.
And we did.
And we were better.
Yeah, and now you're going to say we can't replace Baker and Kyler. I think we will with either Spencer or Jalen, because I think that Lincoln Riley coaches to the strength of his quarterback.
Sure he does.
And the athletes he has around him.
So I don't know if it'll be better, but it won't be any worse.
No, it'll still be the top offense in the country.
Well, another year under those backs belt.
Yeah.
So the backs are, they're going to be better.
Yeah.
The only thing that may not be better is the offensive line.
But it's not going to be bad.
It's not going to be bad.
Yeah, and we had the best offensive line in the country. We don't have to have the best offensive line in the country. We just
it helps.
It helps. But if it's going to be a good, solid line. The first game, the second game, they're going to make the mistakes. The third game, luckily, we have Houston. Houston's going to be a game.
Yeah.
The Coyotes, not going to be a game.
Probably not. It better not be.
UCLA will be a game for a little while. I don't think. But so they're going to have those 3 games under their belt to go into the Big 12.
Yeah.
Season.
Let's face it. The Big 12 is not going to be a juggernaut.
You don't think so?
Outside of Texas, who really would you be worried about?
Yeah.
Not Oklahoma State,
no.
for sure. Probably not West Virginia.
Iowa State.
Iowa State could be solid.
Yeah.
But Kansas State? No.
Nope.
What about Baylor?
They'll probably be better.
So
West Virginia, I don't think they'll be any better.
They lost the coach. They're going to be, it's never easy a transition when you replace the coach.
Yeah.
TCU.
Yeah, who knows what Gary Patterson will do? They'll probably come out and gangbusters again next year.
He always puts something together.
Yeah.
He?
They never have down years. They just have that one really goofy year, and I think this past year was it, and then the next thing you know, they're right back in the mix of it.
Well, you don't know how good that quarterback that he had, what was his name, Boynton or something like that? Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
He may have been a contender had he played somewhere besides TCU. So.
Yeah. But anyway, Rob, what else you want to? Oh, you want to do the Sooner bucket of questions? Rob wants to ask me Sooner bucket of questions.
I'm also going to do Sooner Not a Sooner for you.
Oh, good.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
What were the announcers' names in dodgeball?
Oh my!
I give you one all the time.
Cotton.
Well, that's gone.
She just hit a home run.
UCLA.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, first batter. Nice.
Oh man, I cannot think the other guy's name.
Cotton McKnight
And
Pepper Brooks.
Pepper.
Pepper Brooks. That's a bold statement, Cotton.
Yeah, Pepper. Who played Pepper?
He was. I can't figure his name out, but
his sister was on Growing Pains. But anyway, he played that part
perfectly.
He was like a old stoner. I don't know what he was, but
Okay. I shouldn't have taken this one, but I'm gonna.
Okay.
Because you're not going to be truthful. What band are you embarrassed to admit you listen to?
What band am I embarrassed to say that I listen to? There are some. Let me think here just a second that I listen to. Billy Joel a little bit.
Why are you embarrassed about Billy Joel?
Just I'm a rocker.
Christy Brinkley. That's all I got to say. Christy Brinkley.
I'm trying to think.
Okay, back-to-back home runs. There you go.
Oh, geez. Let me look at my playlist here, Rob. I mean, I listen to so much music. I'll pull up my playlist, and I will be honest engine here.
And you know what? I think it's 2 pitches. 2 pitches, 2 home runs. 2-0 UCLA. Man, that's just terrible.
Made for Terry.
So you're going to want to find the one that you're like hiding in there, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking. Geez. Who? That's taking too long. Then I'm embarrassed that I listened to.
Probably none, right?
No, there's some and I just can't think of it off the top of my head. I mean, there's nothing that I listen to on a regular basis that. Now, if you say, am I embarrassed that I like songs from? That would be a lot easier.
Okay.
Because Duran Duran has a song or two that, her name is Rio.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know the words like you do. I can tell you that.
You're a liar. You are a liar.
But yeah, there are some songs out there. I did not like a Culture Club song ever.
Is that the one with the
Boy George?
Yeah,
Boy George. Yeah, there was nothing about Culture Club that
you
was
like
cultural.
any of those, huh?
So,
and there what was the one?
Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper.
So I'll listen to Cyndi Lauper.
Dude, I had a crush on Cyndi Lauper.
Why?
Because it was the 80s.
But that's one. I'll listen to Cyndi Lauper. Yeah. I've listened to
Joan Jett.
The Go-Go's is another band.
The Bangles.
The Bangles.
You was rocking out to some Bangles, wasn't you?
Walk like an Egyptian.
See, you know their album.
Yeah. But I won't say the word that we used when we sang that song.
Okay,
goofing
around. You can tell me off the air. Because nothing's really coming to mind.
It's walk with and it rhymes with Egyptian.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. All right. There we go. Alrighty. That's at Terry Long 5150.
So there you go. See, it just took something to jog my memory. The Go-Go's, Cyndi Lauper, and the Bangles were bands that I would listen to, but I'm ashamed that I listened to them.
Oh boy. Okay.
What else? What band are you ashamed that you listen to?
Well,
apparently you have no shame in your music.
Right. If it was on the radio, I'll listen to it. So, I mean, obviously there's some that I'll switch, that I can't recall them. If I didn't like the song, I switched it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that simple.
Yeah.
So, I don't listen to any country. So I'd be kind of ashamed if I listened to that.
So, did you own a Wham or Duran Duran album?
See, I don't ever remember
Cassettes.
buying. I never bought
Yeah.
because, I drove an old farm truck, and most of the time it didn't have anything but a radio.
Yeah.
So I don't ever remember buying.
So when Wake Me Up came on the old local station, Rob cranked it and
And I didn't even know there were concerts until MTV came on. So when MTV came on, those of you guys out there listening that are my age, which Terry's my age, when MTV first hit, well, you remember what it was before MTV? Night Tracks.
Yeah, Night Tracks.
Dude, we watched it till it came on, till it went off.
Yeah.
And we
until the Indian head came on going
until it was White Snow, which kids today they don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so any video that came on from Aha to Oingo Boingo, whatever.
Yeah.
We watched them all.
Do you know what the first video that
radio killed the video star, or video killed the radio
star?
Yep.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I bring this up, because Mike, who's a guitarist, plays in Fever Tree, grew up with him and stuff. He's still fascinated with your taste in music.
Yeah,
so
because it's so diverse.
No, it's weird. By the way, speaking of which, he's a huge Breaking Bad fan. I'm sitting when we get there, we're sitting in their little dining room area, just unwinding from the drive, and on the refrigerator there's a Heisenberg on the refrigerator. Nice. And he has a guitar.
Did you go, I'm the one that knocks?
And he has a guitar. He has a Heisenberg guitar.
Very cool.
And that he customized it, put a Heisenberg face, and it says "I am the danger" on it. So
say my
name.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I am the danger. I am the one who knocks.
Great miniseries. Maybe the greatest of all time.
No, it is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
No, but he is fascinaed with your.
Yeah. Because he didn't listen to Duran Duran or
no, he did
Joan
not.
Jett.
Joan Jett, he did. Well, everybody listened to Joan Jett.
Well,
but he was fascinated with the fact that you didn't know Joan Jett was a lesbian.
I still don't know that she is. I don't know that.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture of her nowadays, and then you say that.
Listen, you cannot tell by a picture.
Okay, Rob.
Stop ruining my childhood.
Stop. But anyway, I think that's it. I think we've doused ourselves in gasoline enough for today. Or unless you got something else you want to talk about.
No.
With the Sooner softball game coming on, and we're 2-0, 1 out, bottom of the first. So
yeah, UCLA is really good.
Yeah, they are.
They are really good. So got to give them a little props. Oh, struck out their best hitter right there.
Yep.
Boom. Sit down, girl. Nobody likes you.
And she was not happy about getting struck out.
It was right down the pipe.
Yep, it was.
Nobody likes you. Go sit down.
So that's the podcast for today, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll catch y'all next week. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Jerry.
Thanks for listening to the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. Sooner Football Fans Podcast is hosted by Rob Nixon, Terry Long, and occasionally Caleb Long. It is produced at the beautiful Podcast Palace in Norman, Oklahoma. Follow us on Twitter at SoonerFBFans, and like our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Sooner Football Fans, and visit our website at www.SoonerFootballFans.com to read our blogs and keep up with our tailgating activities. Boomer Sooner, everyone.